Greet you, Mango. I greet you. Thank you for making it to this evening lecture. We're having it 8 to 9. Yes. Hello. Hello. Caleb. Hello. 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 Am I on with someone? Is anyone in the house? Yeah. Yeah. So we start by this this way tonight. Caleb, yeah. Yeah, like we said earlier in the brief introduction, it is topic 1 of the series to be considered this evening. You remember in the beginning of the series, we omitted topic 1 because of network challenges. And so for tonight, we are going to be talking about research methods in criminology. We're going to have an overview, a rundown of research methodology, general overview, before we start taking it bit by bit and be discussing from stage 1, chapter 1 to the very last chapter. So come on with me, let's go into the lecture room. And here we have a couple of intended learning outcomes, one of which is that at the end of this lecture, the students should be able to explain what research is all about, the word research. They should explain what the word methodology is all about. They should as well explain what, identify the characteristics of research, as well as mention types of research identified in research processes. So we move on, having this at the back of our mind as the target and expectations for this lecture. I believe that it will stand as a gauge, a kind of checklist to make us know whether we are on track or we are not on track. So I implore you to come on, let us move into the class properly. So we start by introduction. By way of introduction, we say that there is a prefix and there is a suffix, one that make up research. The prefix here is re. The suffix here is search. So, and the ordinary meaning of re means repeat, redo, redo, repeat, meaning that somebody else had done something and another person like you now want to redo that had been done before. And search means if it is doing what had been done before, and search means that we are searching what had been searched before. So that is how the word research come to be. The implication of this kind of coinage is that research is a building block that the researcher builds on the previous research done before him to bring out a new result. Perhaps the researcher currently feels that there is a gap that the research they have done that they intend to carry out research right now in the same area in order to fill that gap. And this leads us to the issue of literature review. Literature review is the point where you are reviewing the works of other researchers who had researched in similar areas of your interest. And now you are reviewing all their work to find the fault in their work so that you want to capitalize on that fault to find a remedy for the fault. And this is why review literature is a critical assignment. Critical in the sense that you are reviewing to ask questions. Why did this method, why was this method used? Why was this theory used? Why was these questions raised? And you are looking for the strength of that research process or the weakness of the research process. So by methodology here, we are talking about, it involves methods in research. Research is a process that is guided by procedure. This process is guided by procedure, involves a lot of methods. And so these methods put together are called methodology. We have survey methods, we have exploratory method, we have descriptive method, we have quasi experiment method, we have research approach, we have sample sampling method, and then method of analysis, data gathering, instrument, So these are methods, but in the research balance, we say we have designs, we use design, particularly to refer to the method of survey. We say survey design, we say exploratory design, we say quasi-experiment design, and then experimental design. Then we talk about a research approach. We talk about qualitative approach, quantitative approach, and mixed approach, which is the one I call triangulation. So another one is sample and sampling. When you sample, you are before you sample, there must be a technique by which you do the sampling, and that's also a method. All these put together constitute even the methods that build up into methodology. That is the summary of it. So characteristics of research. Yes, research is an empirical evaluation and examination of an issue. It is empirical because it does not obey the rule of sentiment or subjectivism. Research is objective, and so it is guided by objectivism, the principle of objectivism, which does not respect color or language or time or whatever. It stands on its own and is highly numeral and void of subjectivism. Time-bound. Research is time-bound. You have either a longitudinal research that has more than 1 month, more than 6 months to complete, and then cross-sectional research, which has between 1 month and then 6 months to complete. There is this quality characteristics of replication. Replication is the backbone of a research. Before you embark on research, there is reason that you are embarking on research. You want to validate or invalidate the research that other researchers had done in the past, so that you'll be able to stand upon their own shoulder and then pinpoint the error that they committed in the course of their own research. And you design your own research in order to correct such error. Another one is procedural. Research is procedural. No matter how you look at research, it is a process, but full of procedure. And these procedures are bound in methods. And then a research is empirical. Empirical in the sense that it is numeral, it is verifiable, it is reliable, it is valid. Its validity is not debatable once it follows the right procedure. So those are the characteristics of research. Then another one is types of research. We have survey research, we have experimental research, we have ethnographic exploratory research, we have quasi-experiment research. Remember, the two other dimensions of research that I mentioned are the cross-sectional research and the longitudinal research. That is a dimension. But this one is type. Okay, so we go into class activity. The class activity for today is for you to mention, what do you understand by research? Tell me the features of research, or what types. Let somebody raise up his hand and then unmute yourself and tell me, react to, as I await your reaction. Okay, that is Abel Tayo. Abel Tayo, you're raising your hand. Daniel Busari, you're raising your hand. So I take it from Abel Tayo. Talk to us, Abel.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for the time given to me.
Yes.
Research is just the process to examine what has been done before, whether it's valid or not.
Correct. Very, very correct. Yes. Daniel Busari. Thank you so much, Tayo. That's wonderful. Yes. Daniel Busari, please talk to us.
All right, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So what I understand by research, first of all, it's two words, re and search, which means look at again. So with this now, I can say research is a systematic collection, analysis and interpretation of data to answer a certain question or to solve problems.
That's good. That's good. I like that. I like that. That's interesting. So we move on further to the next level, and that level is the one I call steps in research processes. Okay, the steps here is the topic formulation. By topic formulation, two things are very important, and one of these things is causality. The other is variable placement. Variables placements are very important in considering which research topic is correctly formulated or wrongly formulated. We have various variables. We have extraneous variable. We have intervening variables. We have independent variables. We have extraneous one. We also have a dependent variable and independent variables. So in formulating your research topic, you must formulate it in line with the variable placement of two variables. It's usually by a variable, bivariate, research. So this bivariate research involves independent variable and dependent variables. And beyond just the placement of correct placement of variables, these variables must respect the law of causality. The law of causality states that there is a principle of push and action, action and reaction. If I push you now, you will fall, possibly. Okay? So my push becomes the independent variable, while your falling down becomes the dependent variable. So in discussing your topic, even in your introduction, that is within chapter 1, you must be discussing in terms of independent variable. And then why the dependent variable becomes the consequential variable. That is the receiving variable. The action is independent. The receiver of the action becomes the dependent. So if you tune action up, then the receiving variable will react. If you tune it down, it will also react. So that taken, causality becomes when a cause and effect principle. So in chapter 1, we deal with the introduction, the statement of problem, the research question, research objectives, the significance of the study, the conceptual clarification, limit and limitation of the study. By introduction here, I mean where you answer the question of what are you talking about? Who is involved? Where is it located? Why are you interested in it? What is it you are talking about? How do you want to talk about it? How has it been talked about before now? So your introduction must answer these salient questions. In the statement of problem, you are dealing with the ideal situation versus the reality on ground. Based on the introduction above, these are the ideal situation of this issue. But unfortunately, the reality on ground is this and that. Hence, the reason for this, the focus of this research is to examine that which is your topic. That is, you have created a gap. So research question evolves from the research gap so created. And these research questions are usually transposed into research objectives. So from this, you can find out that the research questions are always the same content with the research objective, except that while research question has a question sign, the research objective is a simple statement. For instance, what is the historical process that encourage insecurity in Nigeria? To transpose this research question, if you are talking about insecurity in Nigeria, it is written thus: to examine the historical processes that encourage insecurity in Nigeria. That is it. So the next stage is significance of the study. Significance of the study in this sense deals with the value created by that research and its utilization. What value is created? Who is the beneficiary, the consumers of this value? Of course, you know that policymakers will gain from it, will use it, that value of research. Academia will use it. The society will use it. If you are talking about insecurity, the law enforcement people will use it. and so on and so forth. So these are what you are expected to write under the significance of the study. Conceptual clarification is the point where you marshal out all the terms that you are used in your research, in the body of the research, and give operational meaning, their operational meaning. Their operational meaning here is what you want your reader to understand or interpret that concept you are using in that research. It may be different from what it is known or how it is interpreted literally. Okay, so the next one is limit. Limit here is that the researcher had to delineate the space and coverage of the research he or she is doing. Otherwise, cost, you'll be encumbered by cost. You'll be encumbered by time. You'll be encumbered by other resources, access, which involves human and material resource access. The other one is limitation. What experience did you go through while gathering your primary data, while gathering your secondary data? That is the limitation here. So there is one important thing that I need to point out here, that before you choose your research topic, you must consider 5 very important factors. One of it is interest. The second is time. The other is cost. The other is access to human and material resources. The other one is novelty. You must make sure that you settle for those topics that are topical, that are on the burning on the front burner of global discussion, of current discussion, current issues. Not going to take what has been overflogged, issues that have been overflogged by researchers. The more new and current your topics are, the better your research result. So here, in this slide, we are considering chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4. Chapter 2 is literature review theoretical framework. Literature review, briefly put, is the review of the positions of other researchers that have researched in relevant areas to your topic. The same way theoretical framework, the same way you review literature, so you look at theories used by various researchers within your area of interest. The next is chapter 3, which is methodology. Methodology here x-rays all the various methods that you are adopting to use and arrive at results in the research journey. Data presentation and interpretation, very important, chapter 4. Here you present data, primary data, as raw as you have got them, and then interpret them after editing and coding. Then the 5th chapter is the discussion of major finding. Discussion of major finding in this sense is one that is done thematically under each of the research questions and objectives. The next one is what I call the summary, conclusion, contribution to knowledge, and bibliography or references. This is what we just finished treating earlier in the day. So by way of conclusion, I conclude by saying that research is search for a missing link objectively, procedurally, replicatively, and empirically targeted at solving social problem in the society. I want to thank you for the rapt attention you have given to me while this lecture lasts. So I say, let's move into the classroom for classroom discussion and engagement of our thoughts over the fallouts of this evening's lecture. Thank you. So I want to plead for your indulgence to withdraw my share screen for us to retire into the classroom for further interrogation of the issues in the lecture. Thank you. So, yes, the floor is open for us to discuss the fallouts of the discussion this night. We have barely 13 more minutes to actually interrogate, engage the various issues raised in this lecture. Yeah. Yes, Eddie Omok Hodio. Yeah, your hands are up. Let's start with Mr. Tayo. Yes, unmute yourself, Tayo, and
All right,
talk
sir,
to us.
Thank you once again, sir.
Thank you.
In the course of the lecture, you laid emphasis on two particular variables to be used in topic formulation, sir. I just want you to be practical, sir. I need a few explanation on those two variables. How will the two variables lead us to the formulation of the topic? I need a few example, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. I did give an example by telling you that when you tune the independent variable, it is expected that the dependent variable should react. Like now, if you are before me, if you are in front of me now, and I take, for instance, I give you a slap. There is nothing that will make you not to use the other hand and then touch to see how far the pain, or you will react in a way. Okay, so that is constant. Or if I push you, you are not stone, even if you are stone, except you are bigger than me, than my strength, than the energy I use to push you before you can resist it. So that research topic formulation is usually that when you see, for instance, if you are talking about insecurity, insecurity is a variable. Insecurity is a variable. Now, in order to problematize insecurity into topic, you say the impact of family setting on national security. You're already talking about that. You mean here that if family setting is not controlled, then security will become a challenge. It means that the issue here is that touch family pattern, you have touched security of the land. Do you understand? So family pattern becomes the independent variable, while the change, which is either security or insecurity, will become the dependent variable. Because if you have like, for instance, polygamous family, where you have a lot of children that are not scattered for, a lot of children who have nobody to guide them, who have no kind of control, regulation control, or you find yourself that you don't have parents, or you don't have anybody to serve as social constraint, then you are more vulnerable to resorting into crime or resorting into security-inducing activities. Do you understand? So in that way, you have problematized family pattern against security or insecurity. If your family pattern, if you have a manageable family size, then you can control them, those children more. And then it will save the children from entering into gangs for self-protection, and also protect the society from having gangsterism. Do you understand?
Thank you, sir. Clear? I'm okay, sir.
God bless you.
Yes, sir.
So,
yes, sir.
Eddie,
perfectly, sir. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Eddie Omok Hodia, please unmute yourself and ask your question, please. Yes. Yes, Eddie, we are listening to you. Talk to us. Yes, Eddie. Hello. In a class.
Thank you so much. Chapter 1, when we're talking about limits, in dealing with limits, we're talking about the limit.
I'm having a class now.
It's not my fault. Hello, sir. I can't hear you, sir. Hello, sir. Can you hear me? You're muted, sir. Okay. You are muted, sir.
Yes, yes. Let's hear you.
Okay, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sir. Sir, when you were talking about limits in your chapter 1, I wanted to know.
Limit is the same thing as scope. Limit is the same thing as scope
yes,
of
sir,
the study.
Okay, but you the way you put it, you said that you put a limit while gathering data, or you tend to explain in that particular chapter the challenges you had while
hello. What I mean by limit
yes,
here is also what is scope. When I mean scope, I'm talking about area of coverage. You know, you have a research area, you have research population. You understand? Nigeria is a Nigeria can be described as a population. Abuja can be described as population or research area. Okay. So if you for the sake of convenience, you decide to take one local government from in Abuja to study, it does not mean that it's not possible to study the entire Abuja or the entire Nigeria as a scope. But because of cost, time, and the other facilities that you need, that you may not have available for you to aid this research, you have to cut your coat according to your clothes. Is that not so? So hence the need to delineate the scope of your research. Yeah, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Is that clear, Eddie?
Yes, sir, it's clear. It's clear.
Oh, great. So let's do another question. Any more question, observation, contribution? Yeah, we have barely 4 minutes to go. Ask question. This is very fundamental, rudimental research, and we must treat it not with kid glove, but with all seriousness, because it forms the basis for your understanding the advanced ones. What I have just done now is just a chronicle, a basic chronicle of what the research process entails. So all the ones like the one we did earlier today is actually the end of research, you know, which you cannot get there and do well without first knowing the basics, the rudiments that like this one. This is actually the first topic in the series of the 8 topics that we have done so far. Yes, Anne Ogochukwu, your hand is up. Can I hear from you your question, your observation, and whatever, your contribution?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Anne. Thank you.
Please, I have a serious challenge this night. My network has not been allowing me full up. Too
bad. Too bad.
The inception of the class, I've not really picked out anything. Our network keeps disconnecting me and other. I'm just I don't even know what's happening.
Too bad, too bad. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. So do you have a question for us?
So I don't
Do you
even
have
know
question for us
anything. I
tonight?
don't even know where to come in. All right, sir. So I was going to ask if there is any way you can just throw light in everything we discussed so far, but I'm looking at time. I guess we just have 3 minutes, so I don't know.
Yes.
So is it possible?
But we are going to still, we are going to, okay. You know, I have another lecture with you for 9 to 10. So let's do the 9-10 one. Let's do the 9-10 one when we are from tomorrow, when we'll be doing the general revision. We'll take it all over again. You understand?
Okay.
This one is missed out class. So from tomorrow we will do this number 1, number 2 again, number 3, number 4, up to the 8th number. You understand?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Before the end of Saturday. Yes. Thank you.
Right,
thank you, Anne.
Thank
So
you.
any more questions? We have 2 minutes more to go.
No,
Remember,
sir,
we
no
are going
question.
to topic 2 immediately after this, after the 2 minutes. Yeah. I'm waiting. The Dan Cat, you are not talking to me today. You're looking highly executive. You are not talking to me. Olulana, Oluwasein, you guys are not talking to me. George Patient, that's a new name. And Agara Benedicta, you're just looking at me with this your photogenic picture. You know, Monisola iPhone. Somebody is answering iPhone again here. Emmanuel Okolo, Victoria Chaka. Niyi. Wonderful. Niyi, I greet you. I greet all of you, Daniel Busari. So Mongoose Dan Cat. Well done. I greet you. Thank you for making it to this class. So let's do it again in topic 2.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes, let's do it again. So let me get prepared as I sign you out here for the next class. Thank you for attending right now into topic 2. So thank you so much for your attention and contributions also. Yeah.